The Philadelphia Eagles very well may be the best team in all of football, and the biggest reason for that, at least in my opinion, is how well they've built the trenches on both sides of the ball. And their offensive line gets plenty of talk, especially with the emergence of Jason Kelce as one of America's sweethearts, which, by the way, if you haven't already, please do yourself a favor. Listen to the Fairy Tale of Philadelphia, incredible song. Love the Eagles Christmas album. But we're going to be talking about the defensive side of the ball today, the defensive line. And this is a group that, much like the offensive line, gets a lot of praise. And the names you normally hear getting a lot of praise are guys like Fletcher Cox, who's been around the league forever and is still kicking ass. Jordan Davis, who was a rookie last year and is already one of the league's best nose tackles. Jalen Carter, who was one of the biggest talking points of the NFL draft, for better or for worse, and has also been the best rookie defender in the league. Like, there's a lot of talent on this defensive line. But there's one name that always goes unmentioned, and that's who we're going to be talking about today. That player is Milton Williams. I know it's kind of weird to be talking about how good a guy named Milton is at football, but I promise you, he is an ass kicker, especially in the run game. And to prove that, we're going to take a look at 7 plays from the Eagles and Chiefs game on Monday Night Football, just to show you how much of an ass kicker Milton is in the run game. But before we do that, please make sure to leave a like down below, as it helps out the channel a ton, shows your support, shows you care, all that good stuff. And also make sure to subscribe, as we are pushing for 600 subscribers. We're going to be pumping out more content consistently over the next couple weeks. I'm wrapping up my semester in school. I'm going to get that nice winter break. We're going to be trying to do 2 videos a week during the winter, which is going to be great. So you definitely won't want to miss that. We do a ton of film reviews over here. We do a lot of fullback film reviews. We're talking about underappreciated players quite often. So if that's your cup of tea, please make sure to subscribe. You won't regret it. But all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the film and talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Milton. All right, quick disclaimer before we get into this first play here. If you notice my voice sounds a bit off, I'm a little bit under the weather. It's allergy season. I got back from Thanksgiving dinner last night, and I was a mess. We were at a house with 3 dogs and multiple cats and a couple scented candles going, so just bear with me. I've been doing my due diligence with allergy medication and saline and all that good stuff, but, you know, there's only so much you can do. So my voice is probably going to sound off for this video. It's just kind of what it's going to be. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump in, talk about Milton Williams here. We've got him at number 93, lined up in between the tackle and the guard here, over top of the tackle's inside shoulder. I believe that's Donovan Smith. It is. I don't know why I said I believe. It is Donovan Smith. But you can see as soon as he fires off the ball here, hands in the chest. That's the key here. As we all know, when you're a defensive lineman, you want a tight grip and a wide base, and Milton Williams is going to be able to achieve just that here against Donovan Smith. I know his feet don't necessarily look like it now, but what he's doing is he's pushing back against him and using that momentum, because as soon as Milton's able to disengage on this block, he's just going to launch himself into the backfield. That's what he's trying to do right here. He's trying to build up that momentum. You can see his eyes are in the backfield on Pacheco. He's waiting for Pacheco to make this cut inside, because you see Joe Thuney trying to seal off Jordan Davis here. I almost called him Jalen Carter. Trying to seal off Jordan Davis here. And if that's the case, then, you know, Pacheco's going to want this cutback lane. Milton Williams recognizes that. He's going to be able to jump the play here, wrap him up, get a little bit of help, and make the play nonetheless. Goes for like a gain of a yard or 2. Not a game-breaking play, but the fundamentals here on full display. Absolutely beautiful. Love the awareness from Williams. Love the eye discipline. I rave about it every time I make a video about a defensive player. Eye discipline, eye discipline, eye discipline. And Milton Williams has that and then some. So just run this back one more time. I am obsessed with the fundamentals in this play. There's nothing sweeter on defense than watching a big guy shed a block. Just beautiful stuff right there. All right, so here we go. Second play. We've got Milton Williams lined up in the B gap once again on this inside shoulder of Donovan Smith. And I got to tell you, man, these Chiefs tackles, this isn't meant as a slight to Milton by any means, but these Chiefs tackles, oh my God, they're bad. I know that's not a surprise to anybody who's watched any Chiefs football, but goodness gracious. So, for reference, the design here, right? We've got Thuney, who's going to try to chip Milton and then take on Jordan Davis here in a double team. Donovan Smith's got a block down on Milton. And then we're going to have Travis Kelce pull across and pick up Josh Sweat, right? That's the blocking that's going on this side of the field where we're concerned. Milton Williams is going to take a step inside. And this single step allows him to put himself out of position of Donovan Smith, where Donovan Smith wanted him. If he would have stayed where he needed to be, Donovan Smith would have had a way better chance of finishing this block. But because he doesn't, he's able to slip through the B gap here. He's able to get across. You can see Travis Kelce, he's not worried about Milton here. He's really trying to make sure he can pick up Sweat because they're trying to open up a lane right here. This is where the ball is trying to go, right? Because of Donovan Smith down blocking, because of Travis Kelce trying to kick out Josh Sweat, you want to run the ball here. So Milton blowing this up. Tooney is only able, or I'm not, yeah, Tooney, excuse me, I almost got him and Creed Humphrey confused. Tooney here gets a chip on Milton, but it doesn't do enough. Donovan Smith is like trying to block him from behind. And because of all of this commotion, Milton's just able to slip right through, get on top of the ball carrier, and look, rewind just a hair here. Just a little word of advice, something I've noticed, right? Something I've always noticed. If an offensive tackle is helping up his running back in the backfield, 95%, or any offensive lineman really, if an offensive lineman is helping up their running back in the backfield, chances are, about 95% of the time, chances are that lineman got beat on the play, and he's the reason the running back was stopped for a negative gain. In this case, that's obviously true. But we'll run this play back real quick so you can see it in real time. Again, that slight calculation of getting inside maybe a foot, maybe half a foot, really sells this play for Williams, allows him to get inside. And I said a foot, that's way too big. Those couple inches, as we always say, football is a game of inches. Those couple inches he's able to cheat inside on this play really enable him to blow this play up and make a massive play. And that's just sick run defense. It's incredible run defense. All right, we got more of the same here, but slightly different. We've got Milton lined up in the C gap this time between the offensive tackle and the tight end. But the play is going to end up with Milton against Donovan Smith one-on-one. And they're going to try to run the ball directly at Milton on this play. So you're going to see once he fires off the ball, again, hands inside. You can see Donovan Smith's hands. They blend in a little bit, but they are on the outside of Milton here, which means that Milton's got his hands in the chest, which is fantastic. Obviously exactly what he wants. His eyes are in the backfield, watching the handoff, driving his feet, chopping his feet, waiting to see what happens here. Once that ball's handed off, Milton adjusts his weight and then flings himself into the backfield. Comes at Pacheco, doesn't quite make the tackle here, but he does enable Jordan Davis and a couple other teammates to come in and clean up, which you can see a little bit better from this angle. So like I said, he's able to use the momentum he's building from chopping his feet and having that good hand placement to like fling himself into the backfield. Because of that, he's kind of coming in hot, doesn't have the ability to like stop and wrap up. He's just kind of, he's just kind of praying. And he's able to stop Pacheco's momentum if we go back a little bit. He does stop Pacheco in his tracks and enables his teammates to come in and clean up. And actually, he ends up on the tackle too. So this is a hell of a play by Milton. Just coming in hot, flying into the backfield like a bull in a china shop. Just a beautiful play. I know I keep saying it's a beautiful play, but this has really been like a run defense masterclass against the Chiefs so far. All right, this is one of those fantastic teammate plays, right? So we've got Milton lined up in the B gap again between the tackle and the guard. And all he's going to do here is just eat some space and set somebody else up. So you can see this time he's actually going to engage with Joe Tooney. And you can see Pacheco's coming in. He's got the inside hand placement. He's chopping his feet, looking in the backfield. Everything we've seen on every other play still applies here. But what's going to happen is he's actually able to manipulate Joe Tooney here. And he's able to push him inside. And you can see Milton starts to shed this block a little bit, which is going to force Pacheco to try to bounce the ball inside. And there's no way he can do it. We'll see it a little bit better on the other angle. The other angle shows this a bit better. You can see here's Milton. So once we get the ball snapped here, again, engages with the tackle. He's fighting. He sees Pacheco coming through. He puts himself in the gap that Pacheco's trying to hit, which forces Pacheco to try to bounce this back inside. But Josh Sweat and a couple other linemen and linebackers are able to clean up here. Just a beautiful job diagnosing the run, eating up space, knowing you can't make the play, but setting up your teammates to make the play. It's beautiful stuff. Again, I know I sound like a broken record saying it, but this is truly like beautiful, beautiful run defense. We've seen a little bit of everything here from Milton Williams. These kind of plays are the ones that, the naked eye, you don't see them when you're first watching. But coach is looking at him in the locker room like, hey, 93, good shit on this play, right? They're sitting in the film room, they're watching this one back. He's telling them, that's exactly what I want to see from you. And Milton's quite all right with not getting the sexy finishes and blowing up the plays like some of his teammates do every time. Sometimes you just got to be the guy to set other people up. You gotta get the assists, and that's exactly what Milton's doing here. It's beautiful stuff. All right, this rep right here is hilarious. So you can see we've got Milton lined up over top of Donovan Smith, and you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, well, I know how this is going to go. Milton Williams beats Donovan Smith, gets into the backfield, wraps up Isaiah Pacheco. Nope. At the very last second, right before the ball is snapped, Milton jumps out over top of the tight end, more inside the C gap, and he ends up one-on-one with the tight end. Now, we've seen him bullying a tackle all day. We saw him get Joe Tooney on the last play. Wrong white interior lineman, excuse me. But now we're up against the tight end. You can see we've got our hands placed not as tight as we want, but they're tighter than the tight ends. You can see we've got one hand on the shoulder, the other hand is up in the chest. The tight end's got his hands on Milton's sides like he's trying to slow dance, and Milton's looking at him like, hey buddy, listen, I'm flattered. I appreciate the offer, but this ain't the 6th grade formal, all right? We're playing football. I'm trying to defend the run. So he's going to stack and shed beautifully, wrap up Pacheco, take him down, do it himself. This is all Milton all day. And, I just feel bad for 81 here, man. This is not a matchup that you want to get if you're a tight end up against one of the best run-defending defensive tackles in football. We'll run it back one more time in full speed just so you can see how aggressively he tosses this dude. I mean, he does not care. He simply does not care for that tight end's well-being, and I absolutely love it. Here we've got Milton lined up in between, once again, Donovan Smith and Joe Tooney here in the B gap. You're going to see he's just got to fight through this double team, and he does so beautifully. We'll run it back again. Just wanted to show it in real time here. So he's lined up firmly in the B gap. He puts his eyes on Pacheco, but also on Donovan Smith. Chiefs are starting to wisen up. They're like, all right, let's double team him. Let's put 2 on him. He's wreaking havoc. So Milton gets pushed off balance a little bit, and he's like, all right, I see it. You're starting to respect me a little bit. Well, I don't care. And he tosses Donovan Smith, gets through him. Creed Humphrey, I keep doing this. Not Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey's over here handling Jordan Davis. Joe Tooney gets up to the second level on this linebacker. And then it's one-on-one. Donovan Smith's trying to hook on Milton Williams. So if he doesn't get this tackle, this is about to be a hold. But Milton's going to be able to break free here. Wrap up Pacheco with a little bit of help from number 52. Is that Zach Cunningham? It is. Just a really nice double team beater here. I guess it's not a full-blown double team. It's more of a chip double team. But still, just classic Milton Williams beating up on Donovan Smith. Just good play, good shit. Love to see it. All right, we saved the best for last. Unfortunately, this is the last one because Milton ended up going out early in the 4th quarter with a concussion due to some friendly fire, which obviously sucks. Prayers up. Hope he heals up quickly because you hate to see a guy get hurt. But also, you hate to see a guy get hurt when he's putting on a masterclass in run defense. So we're going to see Milton here. Instead of bullying Donovan Smith, he's going to go out with a bang here. He's going to bully Joe Tooney a little bit, one of the best guards in the league. Chiefs are running some motion before the snap, as you do. Milton's going to fire off the ball. You're going to see he's got Tooney standing straight up, meaning Tooney is at his will. We all know football, low man wins. Milton's a little bit lower, but he's also driving into Tooney. He's got the the leg drive here, excuse me. And he's going to be able to drive him into the backfield. And Tooney does a decent job of, redirecting him outside and being like, all right, buddy, I'm going to take your momentum and I'm going to push you to the outside here. I'm going to wall off the running back here. This is what you're supposed to do as the guard. Like, this is a good play by Tooney. But Milton says, okay, I don't care. And he simply hits him with a really nice swim move, wraps up Pacheco, and again, all Milton all day. We'll watch it from the other angle here. I mean, this is just a defensive lineman completely overpowering the guard. Just beautiful stuff here. Like, I haven't wanted to say it throughout this whole video, but imagine letting a dude named Milton bully you like this, man. I mean, I don't know. Milton Williams is incredible. I'm not trying to discredit him. But you know somebody's got to be in his ear after the play. Like, man, you just got bitched by Milton. Milton! You know what I say? Fuck that. Milton's the real deal. And Milton's an ass kicker. But anyways, that's going to do it, folks. Milton Williams of the Philadelphia Eagles absolutely balling out. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like down below as it helps out the channel a ton. Shows your support, shows your care, all that good stuff. And also make sure to subscribe if you're interested in more NFL content coming your way for the foreseeable future. We're going to keep talking about underappreciated players, mainly specialize in fullbacks, but I'm willing to talk about anybody and everybody. So that being said, if there's a player on your team you feel is underappreciated and you would like to see me talk about him, let me know down in the comments below, and maybe that player will catch my eye. Maybe he'll be in a future video, and I'll get to break down his tape and be like, hey, this guy's an ass kicker too. Because I love talking about the underappreciated ass kickers in the NFL, just like Milton Williams. So yeah, if that interests you at all, please make sure to subscribe. And to everyone out there watching, I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it, because you're all wonderful people and you deserve it. And also, to those who celebrate, happy belated Thanksgiving. And to those who don't celebrate, I hope you have a good weekend.